What is going on, everybody? We are back with the
Hello.
Pound / Marvel Media Podcast.
Hi, I'm Pounds.
I'm Slash.
There we go. Sorry, I got caught off guard by.
I told you ready.
I was
yeah.
ready. I'm always ready. I'm Cameron. What's good? Hey, what's poppin', y'all? Brandon Whip just hopped in.
What's good?
What's good? What's happening?
So we just finished watching
3 episodes.
3 episodes of Daredevil because we were behind because last week one of us had something going on. Was it you this time? Or was it me?
I think it was you.
Was it me?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I feel like it was you.
I don't think I had anything planned last week.
Why were we behind?
I don't. Well, no, we worked.
It was you technically,
but
but
it was
your
job.
fault.
It was the job.
Not your fault.
Flavor job.
There was work.
It was work. I didn't think it was nobody's. Well, I mean, I'd say yeah because I was up for the thing. Even though they only could have took 2, we still could have went. Still could have did it though, but you had to go to work. So it was your fault. You had to go to work.
I didn't go anywhere. I was home.
I thought you said you had to go to work.
No, I said we have work.
Ah, shit.
Anyways, there was work. He went and worked.
I gotta came up here.
And yeah,
We're never gonna get back to Punisher. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Like we gonna hopefully get back
we're
to
about
it.
to be out of a TV show. The show's almost done.
How many episodes are left?
Like 2, 3?
Really? I thought I had more. Oh no, that's right.
That was it. That was episodes 5 through 7.
Yeah, they only got like 2. I think 2 more left. I think it's like 8, 9, or 5. Yeah, 8, 9. So.
And these were some good ones.
Yeah.
These were some good ones. Probably some of the best ones so far.
Yeah, because the choreographed fight scenes is crazy. But yeah, can I talk about a little bit of news? Just
go ahead.
All right. You know what? Fuck that. Hey, Marvel. I'm just talking to you now. Talking to you. Y'all gotta get y'all browsers checked out because what the fuck about Marvel Rivals? What the fuck?
He wants to go in about.
No, fuck that. No,
why are you worried about Emma Frost's jiggle physics?
Because jiggle physics.
Enjoy it.
Because look, I told him. I said, "Did you see C2? He up here telling me about Ultron. Fuck all that. Did you see the? Did you see the jiggle physics? I think you said it was Ultron, right? Ultron was coming for season 2.
I'm interested, if I'm being honest, in why they chose Emma Frost as a character.
Yeah, that okay.
Because she's not a big.
No, I didn't think she would be picked. You could have picked anybody. You could have picked Black Cat, which I need Black Cat now.
He's like, I need some other jiggle physics.
And then throw in She-Hulk because reasons. I like that tall green jiggle physics.
He likes his big meaty women.
like Rhea Ripley. Thank you. And whatever. Nah, it's just that's all. That's what I want to say. Like, bro, they know what they're doing. That thing went 5. And then people on TikTok like, listen, why y'all tell me this bitch got jiggle physics? I was like, what do you mean by, oh, no, I see it. Yo. Lord have mercy. Dr. Umar can't hold me down. She even got a move called Snow Bunny Mine. Snow Bunny Mine. Basically, they stare at her and they just jump to their death. I'm like, hold up. Snow Bunny? What? Nobody. But in other news, Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, as old as they are, they will be back in Avengers Doomsday. They signed them up, which I don't know how much did they pay to bring them 2 in there.
There's a whole list of people.
Yeah, I know, but those are 2 that I was kind of noted. I was like, why? Like, I mean, I know why, but dag, they spent like a fortune to get them on there. There's no way they just went.
Ant-Man's coming back.
We talk about Ant-Man. No, I'm just kidding.
What? Excuse me while I beat this man with the keyboard.
We're gonna have a nerd war again. Another argument. Like, what you mean? Ant-Man was fire. Like, it's like Ant-Man.
Ant-Man 3's best movie. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Best movie.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Better than Infinity War.
Well, luckily we only got 5 people looking at it. They might come. I don't give a shit. Hey, I said Infinity War better than Dark Knight, but hey, who cares?
On some real shit, I did like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
No,
it is not better than Infinity War.
No,
I'm just being an ass.
That's right. But you know what? Somebody would probably say, yeah, it's better than Endgame and Infinity War, so you really stand on 10 toes on that? Like, yep.
I mean, it's their opinion. They're allowed to have it.
No.
They can be wrong. It's okay.
That's crazy. Wow. Shit. Some people say, hey, you'd be surprised. There's people out there who thought Endgame and Infinity War were bad. Well, I don't. They're very small people, but they be a lot.
On your left.
On your left, motherfucker. Nah, it's just. I think that's it. I think that's. Yeah, that was it. That's all I want to talk about. Was
close to the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, which you said you wanted to see that in
May?
3D. May 2nd, 2 days before my birthday. I will be 32, man. 32.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, fuck off. You want to cause a nerve war? Yeah. And I swear, if you send that, I promise you, I'm going to crash out on Twitter. I promise you. I'm like, you's a bitch. Well, I'm going to call you that right there on Twitter. Like, hey. I'm going to reply to it with big thumb letters and everything. Cause what the hell? Who's ready for Fantastic Four, though? Yeah. Fantastic Four.
We got to get there first. That's in July.
Yeah, we got Superman and...
I'm not watching Superman in theaters.
I thought you was going to watch that in theaters.
I watch it when it comes out on streaming.
Oh.
I do want to see it, but it doesn't...
Okay. I thought you said you wanted to see that in theaters, man.
Nah. There's way too many things coming out in theaters. I ain't got that kind of theater money. I'm going to go see Thunderbolts in 3D. Yeah. I'm going to go see...
I said, what? That was...
Bloodlines when it comes out.
Oh, yeah. Final Fantasy. Mm-hmm. Yep. Final Fantasy Bloodlines.
Sure.
Watch that shit.
So, yeah, Final Destination when it comes out. I got to go there. I'm contemplating Naked Gun. I'm also contemplating Karate Kid.
Yeah, Karate Kid. Yeah. Okay, so you might try to want to go see that?
There was another horror movie that we were talking about. Because you brought up Megan, but there was another one that I was like, I'd rather...
Fuck.
Actually, I think that was Final Destination.
Final Destination. Because I know you don't see Five Nights at Freddy's.
No.
Yeah, I know that kind of... Which is fine, because it's like... one of our coworkers went to see Minecraft, and he was asked why I go see. I said, "It's not my. I didn't really like Minecraft. I'm not a Minecraft person, so no." I never would say, "Hey, Minecraft." Yeah, you know the coworker. That's why I'm gonna look at you too. You know that coworker. Yeah, it's that It's our favorite coworker in the whole wide world. Like, he sits at our table. Shows a plate.
That only leaves one of two people that works nights.
Shows a plate. He likes the Minecraft though, and he said like he thought I was gonna see it. I said, nah, it's not my it's not my
talk.
Yeah. I saw the trailer and I wasn't a big fan of it though.
First and foremost, I'm not a fan of Jack Black. Second off, he doesn't look anything like Steve. And third off, it's fucking Minecraft. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know why would you make a movie about that? Like why? Like I never.
We're gonna mine and we're gonna craft. This Minecraft.
This Minecraft.
Stupid commercial.
And the pick. Now this one I do kind of. I don't know why they picked Jack Black to play Steve. You could have picked anybody. Hell, you could have picked Jason Momoa to play Steve.
No.
But I'm saying but it would have been better than Jack Black though.
They should have picked. If they're gonna pick somebody old, they should have went with Danny DeVito. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just making shit up.
No, it's just. No, hey, no.
Do you have anything else worth a damn for us?
They talking about they want a female villain for Spider-Man, and they talk about the dude who played Ned is gonna come back. I don't know who could be a female villain to play besides Silver Sable. Is there anybody else?
I mean,
I don't really know like that.
Black Cat's technically a villain for a while,
but that's like flirtiness, man. That's like.
No, she's a cat burglar. She's a villain.
Man, that cat, you gonna burglar that cat though? Yeah, Batman let the cat burglar go too. So what you trying to say?
This man has issues.
No, look, Batman and Spider-Man have issues too, because they like literally. Yeah, she's a villain. She's a cat burglar. Yeah, that hood. They also said they're trying to cast a 30 to 50-year-old Asian actor. I don't know. That's weird.
Maybe it's gonna be Landy. That's a game. That's not even a movie.
Look, hey, you know what? We're gonna roll with it.
What is the guy's name in the first Spider-Man game? Shows up in the second Spider-Man game. He's like the main villain in the first Spider-Man game.
Not Craven.
Mr. Negative. I think
Yeah, the dude that turns the color and stuff. Yeah, turns what, blue?
I think his name's Mr. Negative.
Yeah. And let's see.
Yeah. He's an enemy of Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, the Punisher, and Cloak and Dagger, all of which are already in the MCU.
Ooh, so yeah, we can have that.
Martin Lee is his. That would be my guess if they're going to.
Right, they're going to try to bring Negative Man in there. And
Mr. Negative.
Mr. Negative Man. It's just Mr. Negative.
There's no man.
Oh, I thought it was
it's
a man there.
Mr. Negative.
I'm gonna fuck that up again by accident. I'm gonna fail. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. MJ's Fishman revealed his new version of Marvel of Venom. Ooh, I get behind that. Yeah.
I bet you do.
I get behind a lot of things with Jiggle Physics.
All right, anyways, we'll continue.
I think there's no more news.
Before Ralph goes down some rabbit hole that he doesn't need to be in.
Yeah, I saw a girl squishing like her thighs with with those pineapples, and I was like, God.
Ralph's got issues.
They already put out their cosplays. No, it didn't take no time. They said, okay, I can do that person. I know you can. You just got some big ass thighs like Chung Lee out here. You can do it. They go,
right.
oh, we'll go. Yeah, well, let's go.
So we're covering episodes 5, 6, and 7 of Daredevil Born Again. The episode names are: Episode 5 is With Interest, Episode 6 is Excessive Force, Episode 7 is Art for Art's Sake. Episode 5 is a very self-contained episode in terms of the entire episode, except for like the last 4 to 5 minutes takes place in one area.
Yep. One area.
Which I had been told by somebody at our workplace that exact thing, that the first of the 2 episodes that we hadn't seen at that time does all take place in one place. Had no clue it was going to be a bank.
Yeah. Which doesn't
spoilers, by the way,
yeah.
If you don't know. Always spoilers.
Yeah. Always spoilers here.
And honestly, this episode specifically is going to be super quick to talk about because not a whole lot goes on that needs to be discussed other than, so Matt goes into this bank. He's trying to get a loan. He's denied a loan by Kamala Khan's dad.
And my brain shut down for 3 seconds. I didn't know
so
that was
funny.
I didn't know that was the father. I said, who is that?
Because Ralph is sitting there and he's
I'm really questioning like,
who is that? And I told him,
somewhere.
I said, it's Kamala's dad. And
it still didn't register.
And he
said, I said, son of a bitch.
Oh my God. It is.
The 22 Jump Street. He was like, oh shit. With Channing Tatum, bro. He said, wait, you and the daughter? Oh shit. Just like, oh, I get it now.
So, so he works at a bank, and he denies Daredevil, Matt Murdock's loan request.
Right.
And in the process,
it's on St. Patty's Day, too.
Yeah, it's on St. Patty's Day. Yeah. Matt goes to leave, and after he leaves and starts to call somebody, he goes to call his partner, I think, to tell her that he got denied for the loan.
Right.
He can hear people running into the bank to hold the bank up, to rob the bank. He tells the person on the phone, hey, call the cops.
Right.
And he goes back. He walks back into the bank. People look at him like he's very weird for coming back in.
Right. And I like how he plays it off. He's like, what happened? What's going on? Like, trying to play the pure blindness here. It's crazy.
He gets dragged over with all the other people and dropped down. He kind of runs his mouth to the main guy, letting him know that if the main guy kills anyone, it becomes
it becomes murder.
It becomes murder. A murder charge.
He kept calling him a solicitor.
Yeah, he starts calling him the solicitor,
which is a lawyer. He said, "You got a solicitor here." I'm like, oh Lord, he really be pointing him out.
But yeah, so the rest of the episode, most of the rest of the episode,
this is back and forth,
is a conversation between the guy that's holding the place up, the police lady that's trying to get him to release hostages.
And Miss Marvel shows up, but
no, she doesn't.
No, that'd be funny as hell. No, that'd be great.
And Matt Murdock making plans to save the day.
Yeah.
He eventually asks to go to the bathroom.
Which that's weird that they would just allow him to do that.
And yeah, they take him to the bathroom, they start to.
Yeah.
He takes out the guy that took him to the bathroom.
Right. Because it's like they were like right next door to each other from the vault in a weird way. Yeah, right. They're like kind of blocking each other.
He then proceeds to go downstairs where Kamala's dad is trying to stall for time because Matt
said, "What are you, a bank historian?"
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, I thought that was funny to me. He said he tried to give him a whole history of the bank.
He's trying to tell him this whole story of this bank. And the guy's getting annoyed.
Right, literally annoyed.
And is ready to kill him.
Well, yeah, because then he put 2 + 2 that you don't know how to get in that combination.
And then Matt comes out of nowhere and takes dude out.
Decks him in the back of back, man.
He puts on his best fake Irish accent. Right. Tells
the main guy.
Which we all, we're good.
It's funny, they said his name, we completely forgot it. That's funny as fuck.
We're working on getting into the bank.
Yeah.
Kamala's dad is very confused.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because he knows this guy's blind.
Right, blind.
So Matt then, using his extrasensory perception,
right, knew how to get the bank open.
He puts his hand on the vault.
Right. Ear to the door. And wait for it to click.
He does the whole click thing.
Because he's like, it's 100 combination. You're not gonna be able to get it. He said, okay. He said, watch me.
He opens it up. The guy then has a key. He says the only thing I can say is I can make out a 4 on it. He then tried to put it in every box that doesn't have a 4 in the number.
You know what? And you are hell. You said you put an 837, bro. What are you doing, sir?
Yeah. I was like, you just told us it has a 4 on it. What are you doing?
He's like putting it in every code, and then he finally does it. It's like 5 boxes.
At this point, you can stop stalling.
Stop. And then he keeps dropping the keys and shit. Yeah. They calm down, like, sir. Calm down.
So
you kept dropping it.
They get in, find this
Infinity Stone. No, I'm just kidding. Diamond.
It's a really clear yellow diamond.
Bro, that was crazy. I thought that was like an AM for a brief second. You could have almost mistaken that bitch for one. I said, hold on. What y'all really getting into today?
Right.
I thought we were done with Infinity War, man.
Matt and him walk upstairs. Everyone else is really confused on why they're together. And Matt tells the main guy, he's like, look.
You don't got time.
I can give you this, and you can leave.
Right.
But you got to make your decision quick because you don't have time. They're coming in here. There's a reason you haven't talked to the negotiator in a while.
Can you talk about jokes? He's like, can you tell me a joke? I'm like, tell you a joke, bro. Just bomb rush this place and take these people out.
So finally, he just throws the gem to the guy.
He said catch.
The guy catches it. As it happens, explosions go off. The place fills up with smoke.
Yep.
The SWAT comes in and starts taking people out. Matt goes ahead and takes one of the people out.
Boy, like that picture that's literally how they grab him by the face.
While this is happening, the main guy changes costume to look like a police officer and just walks out the bank.
And then he gives it to the lady that was talking to a while ago, too.
Gives the gem to the lady and tells her to give it to the boss, whoever the boss is.
Right, we still don't know who
we still don't know who the boss is.
Yeah, we don't know. It seems like Fizz is still not involved in any of this, so...
Pretty sure it's the Irish dude. That owes the Fisk's money.
Oh, one of the goons, right? Yeah. Stole his money, the Fisk. Okay.
So
it was like a play. I just doop. Now my thing is, how the hell did Matthew? That must have been a real slight hand. Must have bumped into her because she really lost it right there in the midst of all of that actually.
Right.
But they left out. The police dude leaves out, and then he just goes in the full blown beat that ass mode. He ran, took his glasses off. I almost thought he wasn't blind for a minute. I said, hold up, Matt.
So Matt gets out of the bank by being like, yo, I need to see a doctor. One of the guys explains, he was a hostage.
Yeah, he was hostage with him.
They get out the bank.
Boy, he just went to...
And Matt wanders off, and he starts to do his folding up of the cane.
Took his glasses off.
He takes his glasses off, but then he put on one of the robber's masks. And then... proceeded
to beat the hell out of him.
Beat the shit out of the dude that changed the main leading guy.
Because that's who he was trying to find. Because all this mess, he was trying to find where his foot, his walking pattern. I was like, damn.
And, dude.
Yeah, that fight scene.
So there was a trailer that had come out. Mm-hmm. And this was in that trailer.
Leading up into it.
Where he stomped on his knee and split it in half. Like, bruh.
That's gotta...
This fight...
crazy.
Was vicious.
Yeah. And he was giving blows too, but just that overkill. It was a running jump. It looked like he jumped and then he went foul right into his kneecap. Like, Jesus.
Then at the end, Matt goes back to. You find out that the lady doesn't have the gym.
Right.
She opens up the bag, goes to dump it, and there's a piece of butterscotch in her hand instead of the gym. So she doesn't know what happened. Matt goes back to the bank, and while he's in the bank,
he still can get the loan. Well, I don't think he gave him a loan.
He didn't.
Yeah, he didn't get it.
He came back to talk to Kamala's dad to make sure he was good.
Right.
And make sure everything was fine. And the banker, her dad was even like, I still can't give you the loan.
Right.
He's like, I didn't come back to the loan. I came to make sure you were okay. And he says, however, I wouldn't mind inviting you over for dinner so that we can talk and I can help maybe plot ways for you to get and reach your goal.
Right. At least to reach it so you want to get.
And Matt was cool with that. And if I had to guess, I think that this season 1 is going to end with him visiting the cons.
Yeah, because first we thought going to jail, but now I think it should be visiting the cons though. And she better be there.
I think she will.
like that's it. One of these episodes been able to hear like, oh, so you're Kamala Khan, the Khan he was talking, the famous guy he was talking, like, yep, that's me.
So that was the end of that episode.
But yeah, it was very short, sweet.
Really good episode.
Not yet. Just I wish Kamala Khan was there, but she will still be there. That's all yet, but still a good episode though. And then they keep repeating Foggy, like, please stop showing me Foggy. I know. It still hurts, Disney. Thank you. Like, it still hurts. Like, Jesus.
I don't think that happened until the next episode.
I thought that was the beginning of this episode.
Yeah, we haven't officially crossed over yet.
It still hurts.
My man ran into that.
But remember, I always do this, though.
He's like, I ran into that.
Like he was running into the fucking fight. like Daredevil was running.
So, excessive force takes a different, darker tone.
Yeah.
And I love it. I think I have found my new favorite Daredevil villain. I don't give a fuck about Bullseye. I don't give a fuck about Elektra.
Yeah, that's...
I'm sad that we're not going to get any more of this
that's
guy.
my only gripe. I haven't said that. I wish we had got more of him than just these 2 episodes that we're going to get into. But I still don't think he's dead. I'm just kidding. No, wouldn't that be funny? Hey, what if he comes back from them 8... Okay, I was waiting for him to go, yeah, you thought I was dead, huh? You thought I was gone? Like, oh shit, he's alive.
So...
But yeah.
In this episode, you find out... So, they're showing the evolving and continually budding relationship of Matt and the therapist.
Yeah.
Lady that he's been dating.
And then we're both getting worried too that, you know.
And they even she comes in while he's showering.
Right, and
she sees that he's got this big bruise on his back. They make out in the shower, get down to business. There's some prayers going on. She expresses concern about his back, and he's like, "No, we're good."
Right, he really ignores it. He really tried to
They move on.
Right, because she really was trying to press him like, you're in these dangerous situations? He said, "I'm fine.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm fine. We're good.
I'm fine. I'm Daredevil." What? No.
So then, she comments about something about him still praying.
Yeah, because he was still reading the.
And he was like, "It doesn't happen often."
Yeah, but he prays.
But I do occasionally. And while this is all happening, sorry guys, Wilson Fisk is hearing news from a waste management guy.
Yeah.
That they found blood mixed in with the art at the murals that are all over the city.
Which I like that, because all this time we've been watching these murals.
They've been showing the murals throughout the show,
throughout the whole series.
They don't tell you what their representation is.
And that's pretty interesting. So that gets a bonus for me, like, the fact they actually went back to that part, just all of that.
So they then find, that was one mural that he found. You do find out as it goes on, as the show goes on, it's not just one mural, it's several murals.
Right.
Each mural has so many different DNA patterns, and they're guessing he's used blood from up to 60 plus different people that he's had to have killed to get the blood from. 60 plus people
in one sitting.
He reminds me of Zaz from Batman.
Yeah, because he
the difference is Zaz is doing it for a body count, and he's doing it for art.
Which is crazy, because you always could say his shit was got an art too in a way, like his body counts. But no, that's weird though, because I think you got up that they found the black dude that he was taking blood from, like in the shore. That's how it started. He, like, one of the sanitation people saw it. They were like, there's a body up here too. So that's how really kind of sequence of events led to where we're at now. And let's see what else happened. I know he talked to the two girls, didn't he? The two women came and approached him, right? They came and approached him. They said, "Can we get a picture?" He just took them out quickly.
Yeah, so he was painting at one point, and two ladies walk up and they're like, "Are you Muse?
Are you Muse?" And he looked like,
and he turns around, and he looks at him,
didn't even say a word,
and just attacks them. Makes them a part of the art project. Literally.
He did was it Silence of the Lambs?
But so there's also
the dude,
the niece,
the niece
of White Tiger, comes in to see Matt, and is trying to tell him of the different things that she knows about what's going on and what she thinks is going on. And Matt tries to tell her to let the police handle it, and she's like, "The police are the ones that killed my uncle."
And he said, "Fair point."
And he's like, "That's a fair point, but what do you want me to do?" And she's like, "Literally anything." And it's one of those things where kids don't understand.
Right.
Like, granted, we know he's a secret superhero.
Right. And I guess that's what Disney's trying to play on with that situation,
She doesn't.
Right.
But she thinks he's just able to just magically
snap his fingers and shit can go down. Like, he can't do that.
And it can't. And that's why he's like, "What do you want me to do?" Like, because there's nothing he as Matt Murdock can do. And
then she just stormed. She got pissed off and stormed.
She got mad.
And then said this weird quote, like,
said some shit where some guy had told her you can
was her father?
You can only trust yourself.
Yeah, it was the White Tiger.
And she was like, "I guess he's right. If you want to do something, you got to do it yourself." Or some
Which
shit.
is so stupid. Like, whatever that was about.
And she leaves.
I was like, "What do you mean by that, lady?" Like, that's so dumb as shit. Like, and then we knew what she was going. You and I both knew what she was gonna do. We knew what she was about to do. That's I said. It's so.
Fisk has decided he is going to put together an anti-vigilante task force.
That's wild.
Made up of crooked cops. He doesn't come out and says he knows they're crooked. He basically paints it as you've all had to step out of line at a time or two to get results that needed to be gotten.
He called up one officer and said, "Hey, he got one drug dealer off the street." I said, "Damn, all right, okay." That's what's up.
And they're all fully backing the idea. They're going to be cops that don't have body cams.
Exactly what he said. No body cams.
And they are just going to take care of business the way things need to be taken
care of.
Now,
the new commissioner, he was like, "So who's going to fund this?" You and I are.
Be over it, not fund
it. Who's going to oversee it?
Who's going to oversee it?
He looked at him like, "You think we are? I am. Hello, let's do it."
Yeah, Wilson's basically like, "I'll do it."
I'll do it. You don't have to. Because we already know about your secret love child. Anyway, I'll do it.
While this is all going on, one of the underlings comes to visit Fisk in his office and proceeds to basically threaten Fisk.
Yeah.
And Fisk was like, "Well, now instead of you owing me 1.8, you now owe me 2.8. And what you're going to do is get out of my office.
Right.
I got shit to do.
And he because he's... I don't understand. Like, how did he think this was going to turn out? You were threatening... Do you know... It's like Breaking Bad. Do you know who you talking to right now? I'm the one that knocks, boy. Like, come on.
Understand the words
Like that's wild that they believe that though. Like he really was trying to threaten them, walked off. Then he tried to go talk to the wife. He tried to talk to the wife about it as well, which is really crazy. And then you come to find out he thought Fist was the one that put the money on. She was the one that sent the money to it. But the whole point was for him to he's supposed to get out of town. He's supposed to leave. He's supposed to have been gone, but he came back. Because I think the other goons already bounced. He was the one that actually came back to have his little moment here. And that's what I said, well.
Right.
And I even looked at you. I said, well, Nick, you already know what's going to happen. He going to get got, man. I'm sorry.
So, they, that happened. He talks to Vanessa.
Mm-hmm.
They actually go to some sort of gala together where there's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And he's finding out during this that nobody respects him.
Yeah, he said that.
And
yeah, everybody hates him. Yeah.
He starts to get a bit frustrated talking to all of these people.
He meets the swordsman too, and even the swordsman doesn't really respect him either.
Right.
Yeah, like it's bad. Like, yeah.
So, Daredevil is approached by his secret helper.
Right.
The ex-officer.
The ex-like commissioner, I guess. He was like the commissioner before he retired.
Right. Who proceeds to tell him about the serial killer that has been found. They found out there's a serial killer. He explains the details. He pleads for Matt to not get involved, and Matt never promised him. I don't remember him saying, "I promise I won't."
Yeah, he never promised him.
He didn't say anything.
Yeah, I don't think he said nothing.
So I was not a fan when he tried to turn that around on him later. Said, "You promised." No, he didn't.
No, I don't think he never did. And I could probably watch the episode, but I don't think he ever did. He just kind of, yeah.
So then Matt finds out where. Oh,
well, before that, I was gonna say because remember the daughter, the niece,
the niece from earlier in the episode. She's walking through
with nothing but a phone. It's wild,
and is able to kind of discover the
yeah.
rough area
right.
of where Muse's hideout is.
Right, she just kind of just walked around and found it. Yeah,
but Muse finds her, knocks her out.
Clearly, boom. And then we move to the
and takes her back into the hideout in the subway.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to stick some sort of blood siphoning thing into her to pull some
drain
of her
the blood out. And then now we cut to where
all of a sudden he hears a noise.
Oh.
And he walks over to the exit of his actual main base area and looks outside, and you see the train.
Oh yeah.
Continuing down, but you can hear light footsteps.
You're right, because I was hearing running. Like, I thought I heard running.
And he even kind of looks, and then all of a sudden you start seeing coming into clear view Daredevil running down the tracks.
He does his little psst with the thing, and he does like the little Superman.
He comes in, he
really beats the shit out of him.
Uses his baton to stick it to the wall right next to Muse's head. Pulls it in. He fucking Roman Reigns style Superman punches him.
He Roman Reigns his ass.
And that starts that fight.
And then
now,
we cut to it.
While that's going on,
this is why I love this episode. This is great.
All of a sudden, you see Wilson Fisk
with an axe.
And
I got
walking down some steps, and it's the steps where he's got Adam.
I got you.
Where he's got Adam locked.
Bro, I got nervous. I said, "Well, this is it for Adam."
He said, at first he thought he was going to use the axe on Adam, and I looked at him. I said, "No." Well, I didn't say anything at first.
No, at first, because you got to make sure.
Wilson gets up to the cage and he goes, Vanessa would like for me to let you go. He says, when I was younger, and at this point he unlocks the cage, he opens up the cage. He says, when I was younger, I used to be able to fight, and no matter what, I was really good at winning. But as I got older, I realized some people just have a better chance when they have a weapon in their hand. And at that point, I looked at Ralph, and I said, he's about to give it to Adam.
Yeah, and he threw it right to him.
Or Aaron, Adam, whatever.
Yeah, and then he stood right there at that door.
And he did.
And he said, I want smoke. Please. Make my day.
He tossed the axe in. He stepped back.
He said, first he caught me. He's like, he said, come on, let's go then, bro. I'll come in fist first. Come on.
So they start their fight. And guys, let me tell you.
It was back there. It was like simultaneously.
This has got to be one of my, if not my favorite.
Oh, hell yeah.
Overall fight scene in Daredevil, period.
Bro, they both choke.
We're talking the original Netflix shows. We're talking Defenders. We're talking the cuts back and forth at the perfect time.
Yeah, from both of them,
and them showing that the two of them can't not be themselves.
No,
that's what this really is.
Right. No
matter what Matt tries to do, he cannot not be Daredevil.
Well, because he was gonna call the police when the niece's mom called.
No matter what Fisk does, he can't not be Kingpin.
That's wow, man.
And the two of them were fighting very similarly.
Yeah, because he picked him up, and he picked him up.
Daredevil would do a choke slam, and Wilson Fisk just slamming dude through
the table,
and they are legit just beating
the shit out
of their opponents. And here's what you guys don't understand. Usually a new villain shows up in a show like this and they pose a threat to the hero. Muse didn't get a hit in.
Yeah, I don't think
he would try to swing, and Matt was...
Yeah, he was on his ass.
It did not matter. And there was one time where Muse decided he was just going to try and kill a girl, and it pissed Matt off even more.
Right, because he was still trying to go for the final blow.
Matt used his baton that had like the razor wire in it, and he wrapped it around his blood splattered, and like he drags him over.
Oh, I thought he jumped. Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say I thought he was jumping to the other episode. No, you're right. Because he drags him by his neck, and he's trying to wrap it.
Yeah, he's like dragging him around and still.
And he could have finished it.
And he goes up to the ladder. And he wraps the thing around it, and he pulls Muse up.
He pulls.
And he holds him there, and he's gonna kill him.
Oh, I was ready for that final blow.
The reason he stopped is because he could hear the niece's life fading. And he knew he had to help her. So he lets Muse go, he runs over, he pulls the thing out, he starts to do...
Because he heard it like kind of beeping fadedly though, but Lisa was like, I thought she died. I swear to God, I said, well, this is it. Because her own dumbassery, she got killed. I was like, well, this is it then. You're not going to have no White Tiger.
He starts to do CPR.
Right, CPR.
And it's like he does the one last thing.
He does
She wakes up.
That's a hit right in the chest.
He apparently, we hear, takes her to the hospital.
Right.
We hear that. They don't actually show that part of it.
Yeah.
But she survives. Fisk drags Aaron Adam.
Well, I thought he killed Adam. He threw his ass to a cinder, that cinder block, and then put his head through it.
He drags him back into the cell.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the episode, is when all that happens.
Yep.
And I'm telling you
and then Muse just escapes, and that's it. Yeah,
Muse escapes.
Yeah, because he let him live.
Because, again, Daredevil had to go.
Because can you imagine if she was dead? He would have just finished it. He would just finished it right there. Oh, these episodes are getting crazy, man.
Oh, no. Muse did get some hits in. It just wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah, because he knew. Because we get to the next episode.
He got a couple kicks in. If you noticed when he kicked him, like you'd see blood splatter from Daredevil.
Yeah, and boy, he was taking that hit. He was taking it.
He was eating, and then just came back and whooped his ass.
He went 1, 2. All you hear is a lot of grunts, like some Punisher type shit, like throwing his ass. He was throwing him.
So he
was only like 140. God damn.
So then we get to Art for Art's Sake.
Yep.
And Art for Art's Sake, to tell you of one of the stories going on, Vanessa meets up with the guy that was trying to extort Kingpin earlier in the last episode. Yep. And
it's funny, they've been in the same place, but remember you first saw all the goons were there, and now it's just him.
He makes it seem like he wants her help in taking out Kingpin, and she makes it seem like she's all for it.
Right.
And we'll come back to that.
Of course. Come back to that later. Yep.
by this point, I think Kingpin has embraced being both his villainous self,
right? Which we knew that might have,
but also
happen.
Still being mayor.
The mayor, because really, I feel like he still wants to, make this task force work. I guess with whatever he's trying to do, he still wants to, and he says throughout the whole series, I'm trying to clean up this city. And vigilantes, as he call it. Yeah, he's still trying to make that happen.
He finds out that the little girl was dropped off at the hospital by Daredevil.
Right. He said, ooh.
And it makes him mad. And his second in command, or his bodyguard, basically.
Yeah.
Even tells him, he's like, boss.
Is that not a bad thing?
Is this not a good thing?
And he looked at him like, what?
Because, yes, the dude's a serial killer, but it's making the city safer.
But see, Fisk don't like that, though.
Fisk even tells him, he's like, look, it took me 10 years to build my infallible empire.
Right.
That was never supposed to fall apart. And this man took that from me.
Right. He started off with the trailers and then worked his way up to all the bosses and everything.
He's like...
He kept calling it business. Like, you crazy.
It's not about him taking out this one guy.
Right.
It's about everything he stands for. And everything he's done. His righteousness.
Right.
And him thinking it's okay for him to take the law into his own hands instead of letting the police take care of the things they're supposed to take care of.
That's why he ain't gonna like Spider-Man.
Correct. Right
there on the spot. Because he does that. Spider-Man does that. Like, he's the embodiment definition of, well, even Cap was like that. Well, there's things that we're not going to be able to disagree with the government or the police or whatever. So we got to do things our way. And Fisk does not like that. He doesn't like that. In fact, it infuriates him even when he said that to him. He's like, he wants to take care of it himself. That's why he built this crooked cop task force shit thing that he built. But as you can see, it still ain't going to work. Like, I know. But like, that's weird, man.
So, the police are investigating.
Guess like the hideout of the because she told about where the hideout was. Because he said the girl lived this.
While that's going on, Matt gets reinterrogated by his girlfriend
again,
who is really concerned because he's showing up with new bruises and new issues, and he tells her. He tries to lie to her and is like, yeah, I'm bumping into things. And she's like, well, why did you lie to me? And he's like, because it's embarrassing. Like, it's not. And she's like, no, there's something else going on. And he's like, look, I'm fine.
And he keeps trying to tell her that, I'm fine.
And he tells her, like, they tell each other they love each other. And he's like, I don't necessarily need you to worry like this for me. I'll be all right. Yeah. And a part of me is just like, just fucking tell her. Because it's only going to get worse. The longer you wait,
but see, by not telling her, it's just gonna get worse. And then you tell her, it's still gonna get worse if you tell her. It's just you got a target on your back, and you're gonna see why. Like, that's it.
So a little bit later, the therapist's girlfriend, one of her clients, comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And they start having a conversation. It's a kid, probably about anywhere between 18 to 22 years old.
Right. And we
made the connection.
Oh, that was wild how we both caught that. Because I just kept looking at his eyes. Like, I'm looking at his shits right now. I'm like, bro, he looks just like him. I don't know why I did that.
And
because he got that school shooter vibe. But that's another story.
While that's going on,
mm-hmm.
Kingpin is in his office. And the... Asian police officer.
Oh yeah,
lady
gave him a file from the.
Gave him a file, and they said, "We think it's this guy."
Right, and then he broke it down like why.
He's like, "You have no proof." And she's like, "Hear me out."
Right.
He's like going through and reading the kid's file, and the kid has done crime after crime after crime after crime after crime. He was put into a psychiatric hospital for some reason at some point.
And he knew Taekwondo.
He knows Taekwondo.
Killed his own master with it, so he knew something.
I don't think he was the master. I think he was the master's kid.
Oh, shit. Okay, I thought it was the master. My bad. It's master's kid. He said 3 months later, he was found dead.
But yeah, so...
And then Daredevil
they're picking up on who it is.
Yeah.
While all this is going on,
yep.
Daredevil sneaks in.
Well, he swooped down like a badass.
Came in like Batman.
Yeah, like
in the middle of in the middle of the hideout.
In the middle of they investigate this shit too.
Starts looking through, feeling through. He ain't looking through anything.
Right. He's Stevie, remember?
He starts feeling through all the pictures.
Right,
and there's a part where he starts feeling several of these pictures. We can see.
Right.
Because we're watching it. That it looks like his girlfriend.
His girlfriend.
And he had just recently, this episode, felt her face.
Right. Right.
And as he's feeling the picture, he realizes
oh God.
that these are all pictures of his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, the cop that has always had an issue with Matt Murdock.
This shit had me rolling. I'm sorry.
As soon as he walks in, he goes, "Hey!" Bam. And Daredevil chucks his fucking baton right between the eyes. He had no time. He had no time. He had to go. It was funny shit though.
Right
between the eyes, knocked dude out.
And then he calls him up.
Took off.
Yeah.
And he leaves to go.
Yeah, to go basically go get his girlfriend.
Go straight to his girlfriend.
Right.
Now, when this happens, the guy does wake up.
And
he calls Fisk, and he's like, "Hey, Daredevil was here."
Right.
Fisk is like, "Are you sure it was him?" And he, yeah. Absolutely.
Why did he bop it like that?
So.
And then he tells him that the mirrors, the pictures.
He tells him that the pictures are all his therapist.
And then he put that phone down so hard.
Yeah, he moved quick too. He's like, "I need you guys to all get over to where she's at and save her."
Everybody was moving quick on this shit. Because meanwhile,
this is going on. Muse, not dressed up as Muse, but as his normal person.
Normal person. He started talking about some crazy shit.
Is talking to
the
therapist, and he's like, "You've done so much for me. You've made me realize that."
And he got obsessed.
Doing these normal small crimes wasn't amounting to anything. I needed to put all of what I know into my art.
He got obsessed with her.
And she's starting to make the connection.
Right. Well, it's because his nosebleed was you was like, that's not a lot of blood.
His nose starts to bleed. He pulls it off of his nose, and then he starts painting on a piece of paper.
Which I'm like, that must be a lot of blood for that one little black spot.
Yeah, she just kind of looks at him, and he's like, "And I know what you're thinking."
Right.
Can I get to the door?
You know what time? We both said, you ain't leaving this room. She's trying to bolt that bitch.
She stands up, and I think she made it half a step before he grabbed her and threw her into the wall.
I thought he cracked her skull.
Knocked her out.
I swear to God, I heard a cry, boy.
She wakes up back in the chair.
Tied up.
And he's talking to her.
Now full-blown Mused up now.
And he's full costume at this point.
Which he looks cool. Actually, Muse is now...
I do like his costume.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. I would like,
He takes He takes those bands that they wrap around your arm when they're going to take your blood.
Yep.
And he wraps it around her arm up here. And then
she's like begging. She's begging, like, please don't. He don't care.
He slices down the length of her arm.
Right, almost down there,
and
where she right underneath the early.
She starts bleeding profusely.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what. One of, again, the coolest fight scenes.
Yep.
In the history of Daredevil, in my opinion.
He came in hot.
Daredevil comes in through the fucking
window. Like Batman said, what's good? I'm here, bitch.
And
round two.
Yeah, round two.
All you was gonna hear was that's what it says. Round two, bitch. Here we go.
And
they came at it sweet.
Daredevil
and the therapist.
And they are going, and the therapist is confused, kind of.
Remember, she's still blood loss, so she's still losing
right
blood.
Before he charged in, the therapist had said the words, "Anybody that wears a mask to do what they do is a pussy."
Is a pussy. And I said, they kind of.
And I was kind of like,
I mean, because you are dating one, but well, I know. I see. We both see that's the connection because we both felt to be like, y'all's a pussy. I'm like, damn. Hold on. Time out. Not everybody's a bitch. Goddamn.
So he charges in.
You just make love to one.
He charges in and honestly beats the fuck out of Muse.
Yeah, this one he didn't have. I don't think he threw any punches on this one.
For a second time.
Yeah.
He whooped this man's ass.
Because at least the first time he did throw a couple punches. The second time, there was no. He was like this blind fury. He threw him into the counter and everything.
There's one part. Well, the end of the fight basically happens.
Because he still trying to stab her.
The cops during all this are pulling up and
they coming like boom. They coming in hot. But then one of them knows the window.
And as Daredevil, the dude, Muse separates himself from Daredevil, and as Daredevil's about to charge in on him, you just hear, bop, 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 bop.
I was like,
and they pan over, and you realize that the therapist lady has grabbed Muse's gun and shot Muse and killed him.
Well, because at the whole entire time...
She unloaded the whole clip into
that, too. Because remember, he wasn't even trying to fight Daredevil. There were times that he hit him. He was still trying to go and try to stab her while she was on the ground. Yeah. But we stopped seeing her for a minute. And then we, like I said, we panned back. Doof, 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 doof. That's how Foggy got shot, by the way. I was like, Foggy, no! That's PTSD, bitch. But nah, then she passed out. But dude, he loved the
She killed him. She passes out. He walks over, takes off his glove, rubs on her face.
And he said, "Don't do that."
Says her name a couple times, pats her around. He's like, "You gotta wake up, you gotta wake up."
Why?
And I was like, "Put your glove back on.
Wake up, bitch." Just this. And then you said her name. Oh my God!
You said her name,
motherfucker. And that's gonna come back and play too.
And then we see the cops barge in. And he's gone.
Yeah, they're all gone.
No clue where the fuck he went because they'd have seen him go out the window.
Yeah, where was there any other door in there?
No.
Oh man.
I don't know what we're doing at this point.
So are we? Okay, hold on, Disney. Are we making him like Batman? I just want to know because so far we have now seen almost two Batman situations here.
But he stabilized her.
Yeah.
And the cop calls and talks to Fisk and tells Fisk, he's like, "Hey." Do this. Or no, Fisk comes in.
Yeah, he comes in. Because everybody already left and he was just laid out, still dead.
And Fisk is walking around, he's like, "So, sir."
Yeah, he wants to tell him.
Just to let you know, there was somebody else in here. We're pretty sure it was Daredevil.
And then he said, "How do you know?"
And he's like, "How do you know?" And the guy was like,
"Bitch, we did not do this."
He was like, "The window was broken through. It wouldn't have been one of our guys."
You noticed when he walked in there.
And he says, basically,
lie.
We don't have any proof that Daredevil was here. You guys did a fantastic job stopping Muse.
And then look, he even had agreed to yes.
You guys came in, you took him out, you saved the woman, and everything's going to be fine because of you. So
and he was like, okay.
Fisk all of a sudden is like, I can take advantage of this. So while this is happening,
there's the BBB reporter come and talk to the.
Oh yeah, that's not important yet.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a subplot, but
the main stooge for Kingpin is the kid.
Yeah,
that's all about Kingpin.
He's obsessed with Kingpin. Like he has a mural.
Is extremely pissed off at the BBB report lady because she's the one that broke the news about.
I think they'll probably play on next episode, but I know it's not like really because
the original stuff.
I think it might be to frame him though, to frame Daredevil, but that's no, or at least make Kingpin.
But he kind of threatened her and was like, "Yeah, life needs to be really easy for you or really hard." And the BBB lady's just not. She's not feeling that.
No, right. She said, I don't want to die like, or not make my life harder than what it needs to be.
We don't know how that's going to turn.
Right, that could be next episode or the next episode right behind it. But yeah, only got a few episodes left.
But the lady, the therapist lady, she wakes up in the hospital, and Matt's sitting in the hospital room with her, and she even says that she vaguely remembers Daredevil saying her name. Yeah, he said say her name. Yep, said his name. And see, there you go. He kind of passed it off like nothing was happening, but I think she's going to catch on before this is over. Yeah. There's no way you can't.
Like, Aunt May caught on with Peter Parker being Spider-Man. It took 2 + 2, man. She's not going to be stupid. I just hope it doesn't end bad for her.
One of the coldest endings so far. Well, I say that, but we also got to watch White Tiger be executed. Yeah.
That was your cold. God damn, Nick. There's been
a lot of cold endings.
But that was your cold ass ending. Just vow right in the dome piece. It's always with a gun too. Vow.
But
no, but this is cold though.
Vanessa sends her message to
whoever, like
the Irish goon dude.
Like and
she's like, he's alone on 32nd Street or whatever street it is. And
we were putting a lot together there too.
He drives off from where he was.
Yeah.
And we both said one of two things is about to happen, obviously.
Right. 2 things.
Either Vanessa really is betraying Kingpin.
And is going to jail. That's it. Well,
and he's going to have her arrested like I predicted early on.
Yeah.
Or she pre-warned
Kingpin.
Fisk.
Right.
and told him about the dude trying to do what he's going to do and where he's going to be and where he's going to show up. And Fisk allowed whatever was happening to happen to be able to kill the guy.
Of course.
So the guy comes walking into the restaurant. It straight up looks like Wilson Fisk is alone.
Right.
He takes like 7 steps towards Wilson Fisk's back, and then all of a sudden, boop, 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 boop.
Right. Because I thought it was sorry. No, he was like right there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They were silent shots.
Silent
and
shots.
All of a sudden, out of the shadows, it's...
And he coming like Batman too. I didn't even see him.
It's
like,
Wilson Fisk's bodyguard. Took dude out. And here's the thing, though. He then says, call Vanessa and ask her if she wants whatever food.
Yeah, whatever food. Yeah. But that's crazy, though.
But I still don't know if she warned him.
Damn, you're right.
Or if he just happened to always have that dude there ready to take people out as they came in.
Because what if he checks the phone and it says the text go, your prediction still may go true. She still may go to jail. She probably left that house. She gonna be in that mansion. She gonna be in that mansion. She's not gonna be there. She gonna be gone. I would run. Like, you just try to get your husband killed. Like, what are you doing?
Also, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together.
What's up? What?
It just dawned on me.
Oh, shit. No.
He went and beat Aaron, Adam, whatever dude's name is.
Yeah.
Beat his ass.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Vanessa said he did for a living?
Paint. Was it paint, right? Paint. Yeah.
He was an artist.
He was an artist. Yeah.
Who's terrorizing the city?
Muse. As an artist.
Who's an artist?
Oh, shit.
So now all of a sudden, what I think this might be why, that might be a part of why Kingpin and beat the fuck out of dude. Not just because he hates him, because he does.
No, but it's a deeper message behind it. Kingpin likes doing shit with a message behind it, man.
But it's also... Yeah. You share this with the dude that is actually terrorizing my city. Because here's the thing. Kingpin does care about New York.
Of course. Yeah.
He just wants to run it.
Like a dictator. He wants to run that bitch.
But yeah.
That's weird. No,
so there's the parallels.
There's the parallels. Because he's an artist and he didn't like that. He didn't like the
And it's also another reason why he was so adamant about getting dude off the street.
Oh, shit. And then you see him at the end. You see him with the.
You just took a dude that shares a hobby with the guy that Vanessa cheated on me with, who dresses up in a mask like my biggest enemy.
That's crazy. No, that's wild. Because then you see them that they're doing a press conference and he pulls a mask up like this. Well, I told you we was gonna do it. Look at that Donald Trump looking mother. Like he told you, and that's the most Donald Trump-esque thing. I told you we was gonna do it. I popped him, got him. Ran down him, got his butt.
So yeah, he...
And we'll be the guy he gave him a knot to. We'll be the one to throw the mask up. Little bastard.
No, don't worry. What was funny was when... what was it? When the cops were approaching the office for the lady, Ralph was like, hey, look, he's coming with more people. I looked around and said, it still ain't enough. I was ready
for round 2 or round 5 for this little situation. Y'all getting real tired.
A whole bunch of people.
Bro, I was ready for him to do it. No, I would, and I would have been here for it because I thought. See, that's what I wish. That's my only gripe about Disney. Let him get about whooping their asses. He's panting that shit down there.
Here's the thing, though. What I think is interesting. I don't think most of the cops on the anti-vigilante force are against Daredevil. I think they'll be forced to be because it's their job and they work for the mayor.
They work for him.
But anytime the dude mentioned, not the dude that doesn't like Matt.
Yeah.
But anytime like the black dude.
Yeah, it's like he was trying to...
He almost had a reverence for Daredevil.
Yeah.
He's like, I think it's Daredevil. Like, there was no...
He didn't say...
It's Daredevil and we got to get him or anything like that.
Yeah, it was like, oh, yeah, he said it's Daredevil. I think it's Daredevil.
He was like, I think it's Daredevil.
Well, that's the first thing he saw was the window busted open.
And I think that's one of those things where you're starting to realize most people don't have a problem with Daredevil specifically.
Right. Because
he's typically had the city's interest at heart. He's done everything from stop a kingpin of crime.
Right. Talk about a member's business.
To stopping an entire crew of zombie ninjas. from taking over the city. And then I don't know, obviously, the story.
And it's almost like he didn't. I was gonna say it's almost like he didn't even want to say it like how Kingpin said it. Like, you're gonna say you did a good job. He's like, yes. Like, I'm gonna go now. Like, it felt like he was kind of like he was reluctant, almost reluctant to even that little comment. Like,
yeah.
So you want me to say that we took care of this, but we didn't take care of this? Like, we didn't. Like, you tell him straight up. But no. But it's crazy though. But you know, he got his little stooge over there. Not the stooge that's obsessed with. No, he got the little stooge he bopped the head with. He's yeah, we did this. Like, come on.
He ain't no bullseye though. Daredevil's still Daredevil. I'm just saying.
I think they're gonna kill. I think one of my predictions they're gonna get Vanessa. I think the task force is gonna get Vanessa. Yeah. It's either that or like said, she go to jail. One or two, death or jail. Pick one.
I still think Vanessa's gonna go to jail before this is over, and I think Kingpin's gonna order it because I think she's moving recklessly.
Yeah, because if that is on his phone, talk about he's alone. But why? But how would he? That's so stupid though. That'd be stupid though. All because man, maybe she knows that Adam's alive, and maybe this is why she's doing it.
I have no clue.
And that. Or it can't be because you don't love this man no more.
Or maybe she really liked Adam that much and is still mad that Kingpin made him disappear.
Oh, you think maybe? But remember, she said she don't know, so you think maybe she might know? Well, okay. Because that's wild, man. That's wild. That's wild. We pull this phone up and it's gonna say he's alone. Like,
no,
wow.
You gotta remember they're in therapy.
Yeah.
And she knows Kingpin did something with him. He admitted it.
Yeah, he said what?
He said, "Yeah, I had a conversation."
Right. All we know, but remember, she knew it was a conversation.
No. She knows her husband better than anybody else.
Yeah, of course.
It wasn't just a conversation. She ain't stupid.
Yeah, he just got to put up a stop for the therapist. Like we had a disagreement,
this isn't just a typical "you've wronged Kingpin." You slept with his wife.
Yeah, he said his hands because he got put in the hands. So yeah, he said his wife. Yeah.
So there is no "I need you to leave the city."
Yeah.
It can only be
by death.
You got to disappear.
And that Kingpin would make people disappear.
She knows, and I think she even has. She probably thinks it's more likely he's dead than still alive,
and that's why she's doing what she's doing.
And for her, it's also she doesn't know what Kingpin's doing in terms of why he decided to be the mayor, why he's decided to run the city, because she felt they were perfectly fine running things from behind the scenes, from in the shadows,
right.
And she was the one running it while he was gone recovering from being shot in the fucking face.
Right. What the fuck? That's what I don't understand.
Like,
God damn, lady. Like, but you doing this type of money moves on him?
I didn't watch Echo, but I got to see how Hawkeye ended.
Right.
Yeah. I know what happened at the end of it. Like,
took that arrow right. There was a full arrow right, like bow. Blood. Then the arrow shot which blew up on his face, didn't it?
No, he got shot in the face.
I swear.
Remember, the gun was pointed right to his face, and they pulled the fucking trigger.
Right. Because Echo. Yeah, Echo. Yeah. Because at the end of it. Right. I don't even watch it. Oh God, by the way, they are talking about doing season 2, but it's either that or maybe he. Okay, this is gonna be real funny. This is gonna be fucked up. Maybe he says, "I heard that you tried to put a hit on me. Don't do that again."
I don't know.
Man, what if he warns her? Like I said, he won't put hands on you. He will not. He will not put hands on him, but he will make sure the ass go to jail though. Like, still go back to your jail situation, but it can still be like, "I knew about that hit." Like, what hit? Like, oh, I know about the hit that you tried to do to me. That's why he said, "You want to get some food for the wife?" Because he's ready to talk to the wife now. Why you trying to put hit? You trying to put a hit on me? I think he still wants the marriage to work, but it's just too late, man. It's too late for her, bro. She on one.
Especially now that their therapist is kind of out of commission for a little bit.
Yeah, that was kind of like the whole there too. So now you don't even got a therapist.
So we'll see how things go. I do think she's going to end up in jail. I think it's going to be how Wilson explains
dead or jail, man.
Explains away to the public.
Yes.
That he's about protecting them. If he finds out his wife is running a criminal empire behind
that can
his
ruin
back.
him. That can ruin him badly.
Right.
He has to like.
But
do something.
if he puts her in jail and announces it, all of a sudden he looks good.
The re-election. That'd be a re-election.
You found out what your wife was doing and you put her in jail.
Right.
And that may even persuade a little bit Daredevil into looking away.
Of course.
While Kingpin's the mayor.
Maybe not fully. Besides Adam's situation, he hasn't really.
Maybe not fully. Daredevil's never going to not be paying attention to what he's doing. Of course. Right. It's the Kingpin.
Right.
Like, that's never going to change. And he knows that. And one of the things they're showing throughout this series, here and there, most of these criminals are repeat offenders.
Yeah.
And almost all of the ones they've dealt directly with, aside from the White Tiger, who was falsely accused,
right,
of killing a guy. You had the one guy that Matt was told to go help in the beginning that didn't want his help.
Yeah.
At first.
Yeah.
He was a repeat offender.
Yeah. He put down the whole list. And he was a dick too. But yeah.
This guy, Muse, was a repeat offender.
Right.
He got into trouble several times. And I feel like that's also kind of a background story that's being told with all these different criminals, because it also kind of tells you you can't really trust that Kingpin has changed. There's no way that he's not a repeat offender himself. No, that's what we know.
Oh, yeah, well, we know, of course. Yeah.
But you got to look at it. Think of it like we don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know.
If we're general people just in the city,
with that,
Kingpin is trying to portray this
mayor
image of I'm a changed man. I no longer do the stuff I did. I'm trying to make the city better. So the city and everybody doesn't know that Adam, Aaron, whatever, is still locked up. They just know
he's the mayor.
He's the mayor. So it's all about perception right now. But Daredevil knows, being a lawyer, most offenders are repeat offenders. Most people don't just do a crime once and then
disappear. Stop. Right. It's messed up though. Like, Kingpin is still gonna be Kingpin. That's right.
Absolutely.
And didn't he even say I could do both worlds? I swear I thought he said, but I could be wrong. He said I could do this and this at the same time or whatever, but I could be wrong with what he tried to say. But like I said, he still wants to try to change the city, and he probably will, just horribly.
And I cannot wait for Spider-Man to whoop his ass.
That's why I'm hoping that would be the next Spider-Man villain, but I don't know if they'll push it. It should be, because he's the mayor. Like, Spider-Man, and this new Spider-Man, he should be talking about that. Like, we got the mayor here.
Funny enough, me and my best friend, we were talking last night about Daredevil. And I told him I hadn't watched the new 3 episodes yet, but I had some ideas that I was looking forward to. And one of the things I was looking forward to is the idea that there's a chance that Kingpin is the main villain in the next Spider-Man movie. Now, we also know Spider-Man is supposed to have a new trilogy of movies.
Yep. It's supposed to be a whole brand new trilogy.
So we're supposed to get a 4, 5, and 6. Now, obviously, they're not going to be called 4, 5, and 6. None of them have been numbered so far.
Yeah. They would be like Spider-Man something.
However, I think it would be cool to see Kingpin be the main villain behind all 3 of them.
Really?
But pulling strings. It would be a good time for Kingpin to bring in Scorpion. We know it's supposed to be J. Jonah Jameson that gets Scorpion. But imagine if he decides he's going to bring Scorpion in for Kingpin's help. Like, he wants to end Spider-Man because he's so against vigilante.
Maybe that'd be the... Oh, man. And now my mind blown. What if that task force does turn into a Sinister Six?
It won't be... I don't think it'll be a Sinister Six.
Oh, okay.
There's way too many people. There's like 23 people in that fucking task force. That's...
I mean, but what if he dummies it down, though?
I don't think that's going to happen. Now, I do think there is... Because they've also already got, like, a Shocker and shit like that. So there's people already been established.
Yeah.
As members that would have been in the Sinister Six.
Right. Which he did say he wanted to come back. The dude playing, the black dude who played the Shocker. Yeah, he said that. So, that's that too. But yeah, that's crazy though. Because he's still going to probably need Vigilante's help. You know what he's saying? He's trying to do Vigilante work. That's probably what's going to get him caught up.
But imagine if So you could have a couple movies, or one movie that's like Scorpion's the main villain. You could even do a Rhino movie.
Yeah.
And
do it right.
Do Rhino right.
Right. Do it right.
But what me and him were talking about was, we would love for one of the movies for the main villain to be Alistair Smythe. For those of you that don't know who Alistair Smythe is, he is a tech guy bound to a wheelchair that his dad either dies or gets into a lot of trouble, whatever. That's not the important thing. But he inherits like the family technology and stuff like that. And he's the one that creates robots called Spider Slayers. And they're these giant not Spider-Man, they're the giant, one of them looks like a spider, one of them looks like a scorpion, and one of them looks like something else, but they're just giant robots that are constantly hunting down Spider-Man.
Oh, that'd be badass. No, that'd actually be cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
That's your phone.
Yes, it is.
I was about to start flipping through your phone. In fact...
Was he in the Spider-Man animated series?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He eventually becomes a mutant. Okay,
yeah, he does turn... Because he turns to something else, right? Yeah.
So, he eventually turns into this.
Oh. Huh. That'd be badass. I don't know if you could point that to the... Oh, good, it's still blurry. He's like, yeah, get real... There you go.
But he has Spider Slayers.
Now, what do he look like in the animated series, though?
That's him.
Oh, that's him. Okay.
He starts off as a human-esque form.
He said he was, like, bound to a wheelchair.
Yeah. This is what he looked like in the Fox animated series.
Okay, I've seen him. And then, I've seen okay.
And you can even see the picture there with Kingpin.
But he always helped, so he always will help with Kingpin, though.
Yeah, and then if you type in Alistair Smythe Spider Slayer, they're not showing the robots. They're just showing him in some sort of mechanical outfit, and that's not what I'm looking for. Not it in the slightest. Slightest?
Maybe I was going to say probably type just Spider Slayers then. Just type that in.
Robots in disguise. It's still not fucking showing it, dude. That's so annoying. To the umpteenth degree. These aren't the... Oh, there we go.
Oh. Whoa. And that... What's that? All them
they all combine together
I figured.
into one giant...
Mm-hmm. That should be the final boss in one of the Spider-Man movies. You fight this big giant-looking motherfucker.
So, yeah. Him and I thought that would be cool because he has ties to Kingpin.
But yeah, no, Kingpin should be the villain of the Spider-Man universe.
Of the Spider-Man trilogy.
Spider-Man trilogy. Not universe.
So Kingpin, my introduction with Kingpin was through Spider-Man.
Right.
And now he did start off, if I remember correctly, more as a Daredevil villain.
Right.
We know Kingpin is the first villain you fight or beat in the first PlayStation exclusive, that's not exclusive anymore, Spider-Man game.
Oh, well, PS1, right?
Nice. PS4? My guy? I'm talking about the newer games. Yeah.
Kingpin was there for a
little bit.
Yep. Yep.
So, yeah.
No, but it'd be cool, though. It'd be cool, because, like, they said they're doing 3 movies, but...
I will say, and this is one of the things we talked about, going back to some issues that we do have with these 3 episodes. I agree with him in being bummed that Miss Marvel did not show up.
Right, like, you just show
because I feel like there's no way in hell she hears about her dad's bank being...
Right, being attacked.
Being robbed.
That would have been on news and everything.
Not jumping on it. And being like, well, I got to go help my dad.
Right. That's something that's why that takes really of a hit for me. Not enough the way to say this shows whatever. It's just, that's weird. Like, why would you show all this knowing that...
It is the same problem. And this is a general thing that I don't typically have this problem in Marvel movies. People don't see this as a problem because they want more of this in Marvel movies. One of the things that I have always loved about reading Marvel comics, and again, we had started reading the earlier ones. We were doing, you can go back earlier on the channel and find on YouTube, if you're listening to this on YouTube, and find us talking about comics from the earlier comics. We were working on reading through a lot of the beginning of Marvel's history, and we were going to keep it going, but like it just became too much for us to keep up with.
Right. Yeah,
we were trying to do a bunch of comic stuff. We were watching
movie
shows.
stuff coming out. TVs were coming out.
It was shit got crazy, and I always said we may eventually get back to reading comics, but it won't be until we're caught up with everything movie and show wise.
Right.
And we're talking that could still be 10 years of work.
Of course.
We'll see where we're at then.
Oh hell yeah.
We got to stop, calling in, but
being sick.
But yeah, so there's that. Where was I going with that?
Well, you was the comic books. The one thing you was getting back is the fact that the continuity, like how sometimes they were they were muting each other.
I'm glad you knew what I was talking about.
No, I got you.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about the comics, and Marvel has always been like that.
Yeah, even now.
Even if it's just a flyby, hello, how you doing?
Right, even in some of the TV shows, they would kind of do that. Yeah.
There's heroes from other comics in them.
Right.
Like, some of the earliest Fantastic Four comics featured Spider-Man would show up.
Yeah.
Or the X-Men would show up.
Yep.
Or Iron Man or Cap would show up. And sometimes...
Like, Thor would show up in not even a Hulk, he'll show up in an Iron Man comic book.
And sometimes it would show, like, something like that. It would literally be... Reed would be like, hey, Tony.
Right.
Well, it wouldn't be Tony. He'd say Iron Man because he'd be in his Iron Man costume.
Right.
Hey, Iron Man.
And it'd be like a split second.
Do you know what's going on with this? Iron Man would be like, I sure don't. And then Reed would talk
off. Right. It doesn't give you a full explanation, but he was there, though. And that's what makes Marvel what it is. Or even comics in general.
Little things like that I was like, it really felt like they were building a true universe. And then we run into stuff like this where, listen, you've got a universe.
Right, a big one.
That feels like everybody and their mom functions out of New York, but none of you were ever there together.
You and I could have functioned out of New York. I feel like there's a lot of us functioning out of New York.
Like, there's a lot of you functioning out of New York. Why hasn't Spider-Man shown up in Daredevil?
I was about to say that shit because he would have been there real quickly. He was like, huh?
Why hasn't the X-Men shown up? And obviously we know they're not in the MCU yet, but just bear with me.
But definitely Spider-Man, he would have been flipping like, what's happening?
Right.
Like, what are we doing? Like, Spider-Man should have been on the case immediately. That should have been a crossover right there on the spot.
Why haven't we had anyone else show up?
Right.
Hawkeye, anyone. They're all in New York.
That's going to be probably...
Now, here's the thing. I understand why. It's a self-contained story. They're trying to tell its story. They're letting Daredevil's thing play out.
Maybe they think he would have got outshined by all the characters if they did show up, which I don't think that would be possible. But I'm saying as the writer, that's probably why they contained it just like that. But you still could have had Spider-Man. It could have been a Spider-Man Daredevil crossover with a little bit of Miss Marvel behind it. Because that's my fucking dad.
And they've worked together in the comics.
Right. It would have been perfect. All you showed was a picture. That's what I'm trying to think. Now, which I wish they explained this. When was this Daredevil at? Was it before Endgame? Is it before she got her powers as Miss Marvel? Because he made it seem like...
Sir.
Look, I'm trying to be...
No. Listen. A lot of your questions are legitimate questions. This one was not.
Look, listen.
He had the Miss Marvel bobblehead on his desk. Her dad did.
I'm trying to help Disney Plus right now because right now Disney Plus is fucking. I'm just saying.
No. This is like present day.
Right. No. I know it's present day, but they ain't really explaining it right now.
Spider-Man's been mentioned.
Yeah, they did. They did mention Spider-Man. But I'm just saying, like, you just mentioned all these people. So what? Spider-Man up here fighting that much crime that it's like, oh, that's not happening.
But yeah, it's just.
I thought he should show Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, you can write off on. Nobody knows Peter Parker exists anymore, and he's probably hiding out as like, I don't want to be involved with superheroism anymore. I just want to focus on school.
Nah, but Miss Marvel, you can't.
But Miss Marvel, no, there's no excuse.
No excuse.
He's got a bobblehead of Miss Marvel on his desk,
and a picture of her and the wife, like hands up, like
she should be there.
Yeah, she said Miss Marvel. Wow, then she should be there.
And Miss Marvel knows Captain Marvel. Okay, Captain Marvel might be saving another planet. Who knows?
That'd be now that would have been outshining him. That would have outshined him.
That probably would have.
Yeah. Guess what? Boom! Hey, what's good? Hey,
that's a bit more than a.
She pulled up.
She's like, you're robbing a bank.
Yo, but no,
you're too strong for this. Go away.
You know how epic that would have been. Fuck all this, the police shit. Wait, who's that? Oh shit. Like, we can't even do our own job. No, bitch. And see, I think they probably think, like, because, Kingpin's, like, still got this law out where if you're vigilantes, you go to jail. Maybe that's probably why, Spider-Man, like, says hiding and all that. But Miss Marvel, she didn't even give a damn. It's my dad.
She's like, you gonna arrest me?
Okay.
Go ahead.
She's right. What? Did her arms get bigger? What the hell? Oh, my God. Like, come on, bitch. I've been ready to tussle with your old bald ass all day. Like, oh my God. What you got against bald people?
Your big old fucking head.
Like, goddamn. What the fuck me for? I'm bald. It's like, y'all fuck bald people. Oh my God. No, that's crazy, though. And all you get is man, you sure get invited to our house. Like, y'all fuck that. Nah, no, that'll be funny? If he opened the door and Miss Marvel just started swinging, just like, you should have told my dad he was not going to become a hostage. Like, it's my guest. Fuck that. He had it coming. Now call the hospital.
Right.
But nah, that's my only gripe though, because, and like maybe that's a Disney Plus thing too, or I guess Disney with Marvel. Maybe the budget was too high.
I'm just happy we're finally getting Daredevil.
Yeah, we finally got Daredevil. Took, like what he said, it took kind of a long time, but we built it up.
Listen, with him, I don't even care so much if he's actually wearing the real costume. I was happy in the bank episode when he put on dude's mask.
That would have been perfect.
Up. I'm cool with that.
He could have did that for the whole season. He went in like he was Superman.
Look, I had a whole season where your costume was legitimately just wearing a hood over the top.
Black and a hoodie. That's it.
That was it.
Just long sleeves, black hoodie, and that's it. That's crazy though. But I guess we'll see where this goes. I guess we already was also our predictions, right? You have any more?
No, I'm good.
Nah. Go watch it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen any of it, go watch it.
For real, like this.
If you haven't seen of it, what the fuck are you doing here?
If you have not seen Infinity War, what the fuck you doing? I'm just kidding. Like, hey, but it's a good show. Good show, man.
It's been solid. I don't know. We still got, I think, 2 to 3 episodes left. How many?
I thought it was like 2 more left.
Hold on.
Because I didn't realize, and we're really going through them though. I didn't think we was going through them like that. All of you say, hold on, 18. But that's probably stripped out. That can't be right. 18? You lying.
9 episodes.
Okay, I say, bitch, I know you lying. We only got 2 episodes left.
So yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be it. These next 2 episodes.
That's crazy. 9 episodes. It was originally supposed to be 18.
And he was so pissed off about that too. He said 18.
That wasn't even the first announcement. If you remember the first announcement, it was like 27 episodes. 27. I was like, how the fuck are we gonna get 27 hours in a season? Like, get the fuck out of here. I was pissed. I was like, well, I know what we're doing for 6 months.
Right. And then we got Snow and Carl Lawson sick. Well, this would have been our show forever. Who said what the fuck? Like what? They didn't like Muse. They didn't like Muse.
Did you just say wasted a great character? This was Screen Crush too.
Oh no! Wait, we got an episode. Hold on. We got an episode. Can't just go with.
I wonder if it's our buddy. It is.
Oh no.
Ryan, we're gonna have to fight you because I thought it was done well.
I think he's probably gonna say they wish they had more of him. That's probably why. Probably. There's no way he just straight up said, "Hey, this is an ass character." There's no way. Which we agree. I wanted more. I wish they didn't just gun him down like that. I wish there was more. Hopefully, you know what? Fuck it. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. He comes back. Fuck it. I don't care. He gets survived 8 bullets. If you can survive off a 4-5-story building, fuck it. Come back. I'm ready to do like a Jon Snow. I know I was shot 8 times, like 50 Cent. Somehow I'm alive.
But all right, guys, we're going to end that here. Thank y'all for hanging out with us.
Excelsior.
We will see you guys next time.
Go watch that shit.
Excelsior.
Peace. Boom.